Salutations everyone, and welcome to Let's Play Sunless Sea. I am your host, BrainBoy20, and where we had last left off, we had completed one little runabout here, heading back to London, and now we're going in the opposite direction of before, starting at Pigmote Isle, and moving our way down, hopefully to get to Nuncio to continue our father's lost legacy, or finding Gaider's mourn so we can start collecting admiralty reports. So, without further ado, farewell Caviar, to Station 3 we go. Now hopefully we don't encounter anything rude or otherwise. They'll try to kill us, and it's been about a week, and I've completely forgotten everything that has went on, as well as what comments have happened. So, while I'm going to keep talking, I am going to try to find the previous YouTube comments on other Sunless Sea videos. At least on the fair side, I do note that some people are or at least some people are okay with me showing the traveling between islands, as long as I make it interesting. Again, I'm fairly certain most people would, and it looks like there's just a lot of Darkest Dungeon, and let's not crash into Station 3 now, shall we? What was that on Scion? Let's see here. Yeah, it was just Salt's Curse, and then something involving coffee beans. Anyway, so, what has happened thus far? Did we get the little event? No, we didn't. I didn't wait long enough. Drat. I'm an idiot. Alright, I guess we're just going to pass Station 3 by unless we all of a sudden miraculously grab a... something awaits us at port soon. Although we can always stop by Abbey Rock, considering I keep forgetting that this is right next to Station 3. If the something awaits us will happen at any point in time. Now, do I want to blow my beginner's luck here? No. I know what it does here, I know what it does up north. Let's see if we can find something else to use it on that'd be useful. But I do have to wait because I want the random event. Like, we can just kind of lazily drift our way into port. There we are. Abbey Rock, here the Grim Sisters' lair. A black spit of an island, far from anywhere anyone would want to go. That's how the Sisterhood likes it. Here stands the Fortress Covenant. There are bear traps that look friendlier than this. 20 echoes to be precise, which is utterly pointless considering you buy supplies for 20 echoes. Port report. Nothing is happening, the sisters watch us, we feel their eyes, the sea crashes on the rocks, withdraws. The fortress stands stolid as the last year of a century. The greatest peril you risk here is certain purpleness of prose. Of course, there's the beginner's luck, but we're not doing that just yet. So I guess we'll watch the Covenant and see. Exotic refuse. The Covenant is silent. A few lights prick its bulk. Bells sound the times of prayer. You're almost ready to give up when the door slides open. 4 nuns march out, carrying something wrapped in a blanket and fling it into the sea. You creep down to examine it. Well, it was likely unidentifiable, even before the nuns used it for weapon practice. Now it leaks fluid from a dozen puncture wounds, but it still smells of the Z. And let's see, knock at the iron-studded gate with news, perhaps they'll find it valuable. Brief attention. The muscular prioress, the abbess's lieutenant, comes to the door to listen. She nods and makes notes. She pays particular attention to the news of marsh beast predations and the traffic of the rooftops. In return, she offers a rather perfunctory blessing, but the blessing reassures your crew. And I'm not yet going to do something as suicidally stupid as knocking at the gate with no news. So, let us continue. Probably gonna stop at Wisdom, not gonna lie. Wisdom had a decent chunk of change for its port report. And then what was it? Speak to you. What did you require? Mutter salt. I don't know how to get that. How many secrets do I have? 14. I'm not going to use them yet, though. At least I don't see a reason to. But how do I get mutter salt? Oh well, we'll figure that out at some point. I mean, Sunless Sea is a game of exploration, after all. And actually, a bit of a story here. I was playing Warframe all day, and I suddenly realized it's like getting close to 8 o'clock. I should at least record something for my fans. I mean, sure, it's like a couple days off for me now that college isn't murdering me on Tuesdays and Thursdays, which I can fully understand why people say don't take 2 science courses, because geez Louise. That's a ton of stuff they were expecting me to do. Anyway, so I was about to start recording. In fact, I was setting up to record Conquest of Elysium 4, but I'd realized after I'd finished the setup, which is playing the game for a little bit, in order to make sure that I was in a good position where the game would be interesting, I realized, wait, I forgot to record something properly, now didn't I? Yeah, and it turns out I had forgotten to record Sunless Sea, so here we are recording this today. Do I want to stop at Shepherd's Isle? I mean, it would help us to get moving onto Shepherd's Isle. And yes, I remember now, I had to find coffee beans, get them to Khan's Glory, but I know you can't get coffee beans in London. Also, on February 6th, Fallen London's having its first year anniversary. Fallen London. Sunless Sea is having its first year anniversary, and they've introduced some new specialized storylets to commemorate this, and hopefully we get to see that on our way back. Tireless mechanic, but that required a mirror catch lockbox. How did I get that last time? Ah yes, I remember now. I got that from getting Clayman, which reminds me we need to find polythereme at some point. Shepherd's Isle. Let's see here. Picnic at the Standing Stones. The bearded villagers will sell you mutton stew and kefir and stone bottles of cold fresh spring water and row you over to the stones. Why not? We lose 5 echoes, lose 3 terror. A peaceful afternoon. Your sailors watch the fireflies shimmer, swap shanties, pass around the grog and shy stones at the more vampirically inclined sea bats. Grasses nod in the breeze. Across the dark water, the lights of Abbey Rock glow watchfully. And then port report. What, you expect me to read that again? Ah, that's a mouthful by itself. Yes, of course, this always leads to questions, and I'm probably going to want to stop by Khan's Shadow. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to stop at any of the Khanate, so I'm just going to pass around it entirely, go to Khan's Shadow, head to Nuncio. Hopefully we can pick up Gaider's Mourn or one of the other locations as we float on by. Hopefully. Although you never really know. And of course we're going to be discovering a bunch of other locations. We can avoid Khanate triremes. At least, the idea is that we avoid Khanate triremes. I don't feel strong enough to try to take that on just yet. And we've got our 15th secret, so I want to boost something by about 10 in my skill set, which would probably be irons, to be honest. I don't think I'm going to need much more than 50 hearts for something. At least something that I'll be doing. And as we burn through our supplies... yeah, as we burn through our supplies, I feel as if we're probably going to be going back very, very soon. I'm just hoping I can find Gaider's Mourn, but that doesn't look like that's going to happen. Anyway, to Khan's Heart. Although I could probably use one of my supplies and have a special dinner with the tireless mechanic and get his story let's started. What was it, this serpentine lockbox that was useful? Let's actually speak with him. Invite him to dine with you. His tastes are Spartan. He eats little, drinks only water, barely sleeps at all. So you don't need only lay a simple table. An appeal. Thanks for the meal, and the company. No, no wine. It makes me sleepy. Oh, yes, I can sleep. Too easily. That's the problem. He hesitates. There's a draught. I take nightly, substitute for sleep. It works well enough, and it keeps me sane and upright. I wish I could enjoy just one night's sleep. If you could help me. We need a clayman from Polythereme. We'll need a mirror catch box, and we'll need to go to Hunter's Keep. I'll explain when we get there. No, I'm serious. I would owe you a great deal. Mirror catch boxes are rarely sold in London, but can be found in the Khanate and occasionally elsewhere. And elsewhere being Khan's Shadow. Although I guess you could qualify that as part of the Khanate. There's a trireme. Let's make sure that that doesn't look directly at me, because that might try... Lights. Kill them. Turn around. Shush. Turn around. Turn around. You don't see me. You can't see this. I'm John Cena, I swear. You can't see this. Oh, never mind. We're actually outpacing it normally. I guess we'll just explore around Khan's Shadow and be fine. Yeah, we coast the edge. Strange catches can also force submerged Z-beasts to the surface, should we so choose. Although I don't really care much for it. Anyway, people start taking up my space, seriously. Wanderer's Haven. Let us see what Khan's Shadow has for us today. I distinctly remember something involving a diamond. Oh yeah, and I can't recall... Oh, never mind. That's something that I was doing on my own when I was doing the Lone Wolf adventure books again. Anyway, Khan's Shadow, a city that swam. Long ago, the Khanate turned its back on its warrior traditions. It is no place for pirates and would-be nomads. So here, in the shadow, the exiles make their home, amid 100 wrecked, grounded, decommissioned ships. Compile a port report. So many malcontents, so little time. Conniving, debauching, speechifying, drinking, singing, speeching, poeting. Now and then, a drunken duel. Very occasionally, a savage ritual murder. Acquire a doomed monster hunter. The rebel lords of the Khanate are hungry for the secrets of the Dawn Machine. One among their number will volunteer to die for you should you provide what they need. I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole, as of yet. Anyway, you could sell mushroom wine here for a better profit than Vendabite. Star shells, although I don't know how to grab that. The figurehead of the Eater of Names. The weird skull once adorned the worm-drawn priest barge of the Shellenate, by Stygian ivory, and a crate of human souls. Should we wish, we'll get some traveling supplies, selling a mirror catch box full of very angry dream snakes. We can actually buy fuel here, and I think that the fuel prices here are actually cheaper. I think. Outlandish artifacts we can buy, which is how we can save ourselves some trouble. Captivating treasure, and a mile breaker. The frankly sinister device reduces the amount of fuel that an engine uses. It also really frightens the crew. Apparently, that's necessary. Let's not. Not yet, anyway. We're trying to conserve cash to an extent. Trying to conserve cash so that we can eventually afford our new ship. It's definitely taking its time, I can say that much. Anyway, that was it for Khan's Shadow. Onward to Nuncio, the Isle of the Postmen. And since we know about how far we can physically go, we might as well do so. Alright, Nuncio, reveal your secrets to me. McMaster's Haven. Wasn't there one with a ticking time bomb? I believe so. Anyway, I believe it'd be in my best interest to continue trying to find Gaiders and mourn afterwards. I had just enough fuel to attempt that. Nuncio, do not return to sender. Your father's bones. Reclaiming a parcel. Hotham told you your father's bones had been sent to Mr. Voluminous, but misaddressed to the wrong door. So here they must be, somewhere in the crypty windings of the dead letter office. Claim your parcel from the dead letter office. You tell your story to the drooping, cadaverous postman behind the grating. He doesn't give any sign of interest or understanding. By the time you've finished your story, you're wondering if you might be dead. Perhaps no one has got around to closing those yellowed and staring eyes, but unless he jerks into life. What was the name again? So close. I'm sorry, the postman yawns. I have something under voluminous, but I need to specify the address before I can release it. You begin to protest that it's your father's body that they're holding, but the postman takes refuge in bureaucracy. You do learn that it wasn't addressed to your home, your family home, the harbour master, or any other addresses you can think of. The postman drums his fingers dispassionately on the oilskin package, just inches away behind the arm-thick iron bars. He sees you crane your neck and turns its address side down. How can I even say this? Sorry, we can't be of any more assistance, he chants. Just as you're turning to leave, he adds, it does list the Fathomking as the return address. Perhaps you can ask him. Visit the Fathomking. That place. Nothing really happened there, but perhaps we'll now be able to do something. Perhaps finding your father's bones is the best starting point in Sunless Sea. Who knows? Nuncio. Taciturn functionaries walk the docks in the uniforms of the postmen. An enormous crowned statue casts a chilling shadow. The shadows gleam with rat's eyes. The ceaseless chittering rolls like the tide. You could assemble a port report. You may not be very familiar with the locals yet, but you can provide a preliminary overview. Surface details. There's the statue in the middle of the island. That's hard to miss. There's the way everyone wears a uniform, and the way they call each other by their rank in the postal service. There's the way the port authorities refer to regulations. There's the jargon, the curious habit of referring to any used-up thing as cancelled, as though the whole world were made of stamps. You write about vestigial bureaucracy and about trappings of order retained far from home. And we might as well explore along the beach. There's a long stretch of shade dotted with washed-up kegs and barrels of smaller flotsam. Shifty goings, the rocks slip and slither underfoot, but you keep your balance. Every lap of the wave drags up some new letter or parcel. The face of the water is dotted with them as far as you can see in this blackness, carried by a powerful current. Argue with the man holding a broom. He's determined. He keeps shoving letters back into the sea. The sea keeps shoving them back. No luck. It's pointless, of course. You try to tell him this, shouting into the shore wind. He stops and stares at you with blind eyes for a minute or two, then returns to his occupation. Can't even see the messages he's so desperate to send back out to the water. Every lap of the wave... Oh wait, we've seen that one already. Let's rescue a ticking parcel. It says refused by recipient. What could possibly go wrong? Tick, tick, tick. Inside layers and layers of wadded cotton is an elegant anniversary clock. Gilded rat work, gears under a glass dome, sapphire face, skint-like embellished hands. Designed to run for a year and a day before stopping. Most likely a wedding gift. The winding key is not included. An oversight? Or is this a wedding gift from someone who did not expect the marriage to last? Whatever the giver's intention, it hardly matters now. Without its key, the clock works and the jewels will fetch a nice price. And we'll study the odd currents here. The water that brings flotsam ashore does not follow the usual patterns. On all sides. You make a complete circuit of the island. The whole shoreline is alike, all of it covered in debris. All of it. Washing steadily inland from every direction. Not the work of some directional current. It's more as though the whole of the undersea were draining into Nuncio. Except, of course, that force did not affect your ship. When you came this way, it does not stop ships leaving. Evidently, it works only on the post. And back to the docks. And we shall be done with this for now. We'll visit Nuncio later. For now, we have more places to explore, more places to visit, the Fathomking to find, alongside Gaider's mourn. So how am I going to do this? I really desperately want to go up north to the Salt Lions, if I have the hold to support that. Ooh, barely. Do I still have that cannon? I do. I should really sell that. Like, I'm actually surprised, genuinely, that I still have that cannon available. Hey, Gaider's mourn. That's actually worth it more than going to grab 300 echoes. About? Maybe. Who knows? And regardless, we'll be going back by a different route entirely. We could stop at any islands along the way. And we'll reach Gaider's mourn soon enough. Anyway, welcome to Gaider's mourn in the Corsair's forest. Hopefully we don't get ourselves killed. What is it, hearts? That was the check to get the port report without losing some crew. I hope. Corsair's Forest West. Step carefully. Gaider's mourn. The mourn is a stalagmite, vast as a crag, and its foot has no safe harbors. The Corsair's citadel nestles halfway up. An intricate system of winches takes the strain, and your ship rises slowly from the sea. Her hull creaks in protest. Grizzled sailors groan and cling to stanchions. Higher, higher! Now the undersea shimmers like glass below. Children clambering in crevices cheer and wave alarmingly. The winch motor slows, and you hang in a cradle next to a red-bowed pirate cutter. We could explore the mourn, pay the loitering docker for strategic information, refuse to pay for the information. I'm not gonna pay for your bloody info. You're a rough cove. Come on, this is me living in me life. I shrug. You can't blame me for trying. I wants to get home, sick of this place. London, eh? How's the old monster? Wait, they'll see. Here's your report. I'm off. Report is barely legible. Perhaps it's part of the code. The admiralty will know. Let's see. Collect your ill-gotten gains. Overhear rumors of the pirate poet. Landlubbers fear pirates, pirates fear the poet, or we can try to gather intelligence with a very poor Veils quality. Gaider's mourn swarms with pirates, smugglers, and captains of uncertain allegiance. You can learn a lot here, but you'll need to go carefully. What do these shops sell? Loot for sale or rent? Errant Lampette, always eager for wine and honey, their supply prices are calibrated for corsairs. Okay, so I could sell prisoner's honey, mushroom wine here as well. Everything here costs a ton. The friendly face, of course you can sell illicit goods here. Of course you can't expect to get a fair price. Yes, that's all very interesting. Let us continue and search through the rumors of the pirate poet. Lies, nonsense, glimmers. Some say she's a clayman who freed herself with the power of verse. Possible. Others insist she's the personal muse of the king with 100 hearts. Unlikely. One claims she sails on a living ship made of the still screaming skulls of her victims. More sober voices mutter that no, it's just an Alcaeus-class vessel. Whatever the truths, few have fought her and survived to tell the tale. One of the bravest of captains risked the lonely parts of the sea where her flag is said to fly. Interesting. I'm going to see, can I boost my Veils skill enough? Do you do Veils? No, you do mirrors. I don't need that. You will probably do... No, you do Veils. Hello, hello, busy now, but always got time for you. Of course, of course. This, and this. Also this. Don't forget this, and never forget this. We're gonna bring ourselves up to a, total of 40. Or slightly above that in this case. Actually, we'll just go until we have only 5 secrets? 7. 7 is the one that can be used. Any less, and I'd actually be concerned. Anyway, let's see if we can actually succeed this on the 50-50. A dislike of spies. You and one of your more villainous-looking sailors join in a dice game. Villainous-looking, but you know for a fact that she tithes to charity and has a delightful singing voice. The topic turns promisingly to pillage and ambush, but your sailor is a little too forward with her questions. There's a scuffle and a stabbing. You escape. She does not. We might as well explore the mourn. Figure out if we can find those cutthroats who managed to kill one of my crew. There's a surprising quantity of actual landscape on the mourn. It's vertical, admittedly, but once you find the best beast paths and urchin roads, you can traverse it as you would a rocky moor with an additional throatful of lurching terror. A crew of Shellonate hunters exchange heated insults with a Carnate privateer. It looks likely to end in blood. Raise your own flag. The Shellonates are savage ghouls who live in the dead turtle. The Carnigans are decadent cowards who can't hold the kingdom together. London's the sole bright light of civilization in the Neath. Perhaps you should point these things out. Inside with the Carnigans. They may be foreign, but at least they're halfway sophisticated. Or side with the Shellonins. They may be uncouth, but at least they're brave. Let's try this. Seriously. Defeat. The Shellonians are fierce fighters, but the Carnigans have the discipline and the handguns. They rout you both. You withdraw to the safety of your ship. I'm glad. Well, on that note, I think we'll end the episode here. Hope you've all enjoyed watching. This has been BrainBoy20 with the Let's Play of Sunless Sea, and I am signing off. If you enjoyed the video, remember to like, comment, or subscribe for it helps out a great deal, and I hope to see you all next time. Farewell.